Welcome you all to the first Dev Team Academy session of Dev Team Academy 2.0. And this session is about project management with ClickUp. So we'll move ahead with the session. Yeah, I'm Chandani Segara, lead of the Dev team for this term. And yeah, we'll move into the content. Right. So before going into ClickUp, so first we'll see what is project management. Okay, so project management is basically like project management is basically like it is the process of planning, organizing, and overseeing the work that we have to do in order to achieve a certain goal within a defined time period. Yeah, that is basically the project management. So in order to do that, we need tools, right? So ClickUp is the tool that we are going to use in this semester. Previous semester also we used ClickUp, so this time also we are using ClickUp. Okay, so there are some key parts of project management, key aspects that we have to do in proper project management process. So the first thing is defining the objectives. So before we do something, we need to know what we are going to do, right? So there should be a defined set of objectives. So that is the first thing related to project management. And then we have to plan how we are going to do all this stuff. So what is the methodology, what is the plan that we are going to follow, right, in order to like complete these objectives. So that is also a very important part of project management. And then the execution, we have to do what we planned, right? So not only that, we have to monitor, are the things going well according to the plan. We have to track the progress, and if some adjustment are needed, we need to do them. So likewise, we have to monitor the things. That is also a very important aspect of project management. And finally, after a certain set of goals are completed, we need to do a quick review, what we did well and what are the improvements that we can do in the next time to enhance our productivity. So all these steps are related to project management. So in order to be this thing easy, feasible, we are using a tool called ClickUp. Okay, so those things are the steps of project management, and for almost all these things we need ClickUp. So we use ClickUp. Okay, so ClickUp is the tool that we are going to use in this semester. Not only ClickUp, there are many other project management tools in software industry, like Jira, very famous. Then ClickUp, Jira, and Slack. There are some other project management tools as well. So we are using ClickUp because actually ClickUp is well fitted for our requirements, and also the free version of ClickUp allows us to do that everything we want, right? So we can cover the everything that we do inside the dev team with ClickUp free version. Like if you consider like Jira, in the free version there are constraints that it's not sufficient for us to work with that free version with Jira, but ClickUp is okay. That yeah, we can do everything that we want in our context with ClickUp free version. So that's why we are using ClickUp. Not only that, actually this is very simple than Jira in my point of view, and also yeah, it's very user friendly for me. Actually I like ClickUp more than Jira. I use both, but I like ClickUp than Jira. That's my personal opinion. Okay, so those are the reasons that we are going to use ClickUp. And also last term also we use ClickUp, and yes, it's good for our context. Okay, so in this session I will explain the important concepts of ClickUp, and also some sort of a hands-on session, like how to create a project with ClickUp and how to update our status in ClickUp. Likewise, both the concepts and also the hands-on experience hands-on session. The both will be there in this session. So we'll move ahead. Right. So the most important thing related to ClickUp is ClickUp hierarchy. Before start working with ClickUp, we need to have a very good understanding about the ClickUp hierarchy. Then it's very easy to us to manage the projects with ClickUp. It's very important to understand the ClickUp hierarchy. Okay, so these are the components of ClickUp, right? So if you understand this hierarchy, it's very easy to understand the functionality of all these components. So first thing is workspace. That is the topmost level of a ClickUp project. So in one ClickUp account, there can be more workspaces, but they are independent. Like we cannot interact from one workspace with another workspace. So they are independent, right? And also inside a workspace, there are several spaces. There are several spaces, and there are lists under a space. Also, we can use folders. That is actually optional if we want to like group some related lists, then we can use a folder, but that's optional. So actually that cannot be considered as a layer of the hierarchy. It's an optional thing. So workspaces, spaces, and list. Other than list, there is another two layers under lists that's not mentioned in this photo, but there are two other layers as well. They are tasks and subtasks. Under a list, there is a task, and under a task, there can be subtasks. Subtasks are also optional actually. So in our context, we will not use folders most of the times. So it can be changed in future, but as far as I think, based on the current situation, I think we will not use folders, and also we will not use subtasks. So project managers, please try not to use folders and subtasks. We can have spaces, lists, and then tasks. So like under tasks, don't use subtasks. If you want, you can use any number of tasks under one list, but try not to use subtasks. So if you really want, you can use, but I recommend not to use subtasks because it complicates the things, right? So, and I think we don't want folders as well. If we want, we can see later, but for now I think we'll not use folders as well. So I will explain about each component. So I think you got some sort of a high level understanding about all the aspects, all the components of the ClickUp. So these are the things, right? So we'll talk about all the uh, components one by one. Before that, I will show you how these components are organized in ClickUp. So this is ClickUp. This is the home page of ClickUp, and here in this list, right? Hope you guys can see my. You guys can see the both tabs, right? Can someone please confirm?
Yes, we can see, but it's loading, I guess.
Oh, yes, it is loading. Right. Okay. So why it takes that much time? Okay, it's okay. So here we can select our workspace. As I mentioned earlier, this is the topmost layer of the ClickUp hierarchy. Here we have selected ASL Dev Team term 25-26. Hope you all joined this. Yes, there are 24 members. Yeah, I think one did not join. There should be 25. Okay, anyway, right. So this is the topmost layer. Here, ASL Dev Team term 25-26. This is a workspace. Okay. Okay, Azhar, right. Yeah, and here we have another workspace. This is the workspace that we used in previous term. So for now, when you're working this term, we don't want to interact with the things that we have done in the last term in terms of ClickUp. So I created a separate workspace. right? So everything under this term, our dev team, everything related to all the projects, everything is there in this workspace, ASL dev team term 2526, right? Hope you got some sort of understanding about a workspace. And then the next thing is we have spaces. We have separate spaces. So as an example, I created one space as OPS dashboard, right? I created one space as OPS dashboard. That's one space. So in our context, we are using one space for one project, right? One space for one project. So for if we take another project like new CRM, we can create another space, right? As new CRM. So I will show you how to create a space. Here I can click here to create a space. We'll create it one for new CRM. A description is optional, and if I want, I can make it private. Then only the invited members for that space can see that. If not private, everyone in the workspace can see those spaces. So I don't want to make this private, so I'll create it like this. Okay, so we have to define a workflow. I will cover those things later. So for now, I will create space. We can adjust all these things later after creating a space. Right, so we have created another space. Hope now you have some sort of understanding about a workspace and a space, right? Then move ahead. So I will not get the full screen version of this presentation because I have to switch between the tabs. So yeah, I will use this way. Okay, workspace. It's the highest level of organization in ClickUp, and it contains all the spaces, folders, lists, tasks, subtasks, everything related to our project management. And then a space, a container for folders and lists, right? Yeah, space contains both folders and lists, and also represent a specific area of work or a team. Yes, in our context, a space, it represents a one project, right? So that is basically a space. Then we have folders. As I mentioned, it's optional. A container for lists. We can place separate lists. We can place related lists in one folder. And also used to group related lists within a space. Yes, that is the use of a folder. As I mentioned earlier, we will not use folders in our context, right? Yeah, then we have lists. List is a container for tasks. Represents a specific set of work items within a folder. So it represents a specific set of work items. Okay, so if I go back to ClickUp here under OPS dashboard, there are several lists. One for front-end development, back-end development, front-end and back-end integration, and something related to documentation stuff, another, any other thing. So these are the lists. Under each list, there can be one or more tasks, right? I will move into tasks later. So for now, let's understand what a list is. Okay, and in the CRM, we can create lists like this as previously. We can give any name for the list. Again, I will say front-end development here, and as previously we can make it private if need, but I don't want to make this private, so we'll create it like this, right? We can see our list that we just created, front-end development, and there is a default. I think this list is a default one, came when we create the space. We can delete it. Yeah, okay, so this is a list, right? Under a list we can add tasks, right? Hope it's clear for you. And then we have tasks. Task is the most important part here. It's The basic unit of work in ClickUp, right, represents a single work item that needs to be completed. Simply, it's a task, right? A simple work item that need to be completed. And if we talk more about tasks, it must live within a list, right? Task must live within a list, right? So if we go back to the hierarchy, there's a workspace. Spaces live within a workspace, and under a space there can be a folder or list. When we come to a task, task must live within a list, right? Under each list there can be tasks. So always parent of a task is a list. Yeah, that is the simple relationship between these components. And must live within a list, and then must be an actionable task that can be assigned to team members, right? Given due dates and tracked for progress. So it can be tracked, it must be actionable, and it must be assignable for a member. Yeah, these are the properties of a task. uh, yeah, hope you have idea about the task as well. And a subtask, a smaller task that is a part of a larger task. So as I mentioned earlier, a task can be split into several subtasks, used to break down complex work into manageable pieces. So if one task is very complex, we can break it into subtasks. Yeah, that is simply a task. So as I mentioned earlier, in our context, we will not use subtasks. Always we will use very simple tasks, right? So we are not creating complex tasks that need to be further divided into subtasks. We are using simple tasks. Then we don't want subtasks, right? Project managers, yeah, keep in your mind, right? And tasks here, under front-end development, we have in the OBS dashboard, under front-end development, we have some tasks. You see, yeah, create a component for project breakdown in GV. These are tasks. Yeah, this is a task. You see that all the properties mentioned here is there in those tasks, right? It says that must be an actionable task. Yes, that can be assigned to a member given due dates, track for progress. Yes, all those things are there in this task, right? We can assign it to anyone. Here it's assigned for me, and there's a due date and also a priority. So after creating a list, we can create a task like this. Like we can put a name, just say task 1, and we can like assign it to someone. All the people in the workspace is can be seen there. So I will assign it to Amal, and we can give a due date for the task. From we can select a date from the calendar, and we can give the priority: urgent, high, normal, low, anything we want, right? uh, and also we can add a task from here as well. Create new task, so it gives a different window, not like previously. Here also the same thing, task name, and we can add a description for a task. It's optional. If we want, we can give a description, and also we can add some other custom fields as well. So we will not use them because we don't want to make things too complex. Just a description and an assignee, due date, priority. That's enough. If you want, we can add a lot of things. Like we don't want to use all the things in ClickUp, and we don't want to make the things too complex, right? Okay, so this is how create a task and assign to a member. Hope you guys got good understanding about all the concepts of all the components of ClickUp, right? Task, subtask. Okay, then we have to move into the next section, views of work. So far, anyone have any questions? If you guys have any questions, you can raise now. Before moving into the next section, then we have to talk about the views of work. Yeah, Is it clear? So please put a like sticker or something if you are clear the things. Okay, others? Yeah, anything, not only thumbs up. Any reaction from others as well? Yes. Others? Only three people reacted. Okay. Right. Okay, so we'll move into the next part. So it's about the views of work. Okay, so ClickUp, one of the main tasks of ClickUp is to like track the things, track the status of the projects. So this provides us several views to understand the status of a project. So first thing is we can see list view. List view is, you have already seen it. This is the list view, right? From here you can see that this is a list view. As a list, we can see tasks. We can switch between the lists, and we can see tasks here. So this view is the list view. So especially allows for easy scanning and management of tasks. So list is good for like get a overall idea about the project. And we have other views as well. Yeah, and there are some more things related to list. Displays all tasks in list format, allows for easy scanning and management of tasks, can use to get an overall sense of task progress and status. Yes, so if you want to get a like idea about the overall project, then the list view is the best view, because we can easily as a list we can see all the details related to tasks easily. We can switch between lists, and yeah, that's it about the list view. Then we can have the board view. I'll switch into the board view. From here we can move into the board view. Okay, you might, you guys might familiar with this board view, because like almost all the project management tools, board view is available. Okay, there are tasks, right, related to some stages. These are the some predefined stages that we have set early. We can customize these things as well. In our context, we will use these stages like to do, in progress, in review, completed, closed. So I will explain this status. So in the sprint planning meeting, all the tasks that we have to do will be there in the to do category. So it's like the product backlog. Like if you have idea about that, a backlog is the set of tasks that we have to complete within the sprint, backlog for a sprint, right? So and these tasks are assigned for different people. So if you are starting a task, so if you are starting a task that is assigned for you, you can just drag it to here, to in progress status, right? So after you completed the task, you can keep it there in preview. So here you can see an image, because for the description I added image for this task, right? You can add it from the task. When we are creating a task, we can add an image as well, so that's why it's there, an image. Okay, so after completing the task, then you can put it into review block, and then there will be a person, might be your SCTL or a tech lead. There will be a person who have to review a task after the one person is completed. Then after the review, that person can move this into the completed block, right? After review, it will be moved into the completed block, and there will be some another person who is responsible for close the task, right? So yeah, that is the basic flow of a item, a task in the board, right? So yeah, sometimes it might be just adjusted, but I think most of the times we will use this structure. These status, there are 1 2 3 4 5 status. Yes, yeah, the easiness of this board is we can easily see the status of the tasks, not in a very detailed way, but we can see almost everything that we want in one view all the tasks. So here also we can like switch between the lists, right? For all the views we can switch between lists and we can change the view here. So as a whole, right, if you want the whole project, it is also available to view in all those views as a list. If I select the OPS dashboard, the full project, we can see the everything related to all the lists in the list view. Board is also same, right? Board is also same. No, yeah, I had some filters, so I have to remove the filters. Then I can see the everything related to all the lists of this same project. And also if you want, you can add filters here. We can filter from assignee, and you can assignee is, you can select who you want to select and you can easily filter. I'm not gonna go deep into those things because they are very simple. So that is basically the board view. And also we have another view, calendar view. Calendar view is like this, so we can see the deadlines, right? We can see the deadlines of the projects in a calendar, right? So this is the calendar view. Yeah, and those are the views that we can use to like have a good idea about the status of the project, right? So list view is for to get an overall idea about the project. So board view is good when discussing the progress, right? We can easily see what is the status of each task, right? And calendar view is good for when we are planning, when we are doing planning, what are the deadlines of the current tasks that can be easily seen in the calendar view. So there are many more other views in the Jira, sorry, ClickUp, right? See, there are a lot of views. We'll use only these three. I think that will be enough for us. Yes. And then we have some collaboration tools. We can put comments on tasks, right? If we want to like communicate something, uh, we can do it within the ClickUp. So if we select a task like this, we can go to the task page. Earlier I showed a photo, right? Or from these attachments we can upload photos, right? And here we can add comments. Feel free to utilize these features that is available in ClickUp. And we can also mention people like in WhatsApp, mention people, yeah, mention someone, and he gets a notification that he was mentioned for a comment, right? So if we want to get the attention quickly, we can mention here. If you guys want, you can utilize those things. And also ClickUp Docs. So if you want to share something related to projects like document or something like that, we can use ClickUp Docs for that. See, this is a doc. This is a doc. So project deck or something like a plan, we can add these things related to related to your project here, right? Feel free to use these things. We will use this thing to like add the requirements of the project, and for the things like that we can use these docs here. So it's very easy to us to see as well, right? From here, docs, and we can create the docs also like this, a doc, right? Yeah. And then there are some more features like goals, whiteboard, dashboards, right? So yeah, goal, it's a feature to set measurable objectives for your team and track progress automatically or manually via targets, right? That's simply like this. So we can create goals, right? Here it's mentioned goals. If we go to goals, actually we can create a goal like launch next release on 17th of August, right? Like this we can add goals. uh, Under a goal there are some targets, right? Here launch the next release. Here the target is like it's a true false, right? In progress or finished. If it is finished, it says that it's completely finished. So here another goal is there: launch the project, and it consists of 4 tasks. So when the tasks are completing, this progress bar fills, right? So if 2 tasks are filled like this, 50% of the progress bar is filled, right? So I will set the goals like if needed, but we will not use this um, a lot. But there is a feature like that as well, and also like we can create folders, but I think we should get a business plan for that. Yeah, for creating simple goals, it's okay, we can use the free plan, but yeah, that's the thing about goals. So I will not talk much about that because we are not using that too much. And also there is a whiteboard here. Yeah, a normal whiteboard. So when you guys taking a meeting or when planning something, if you want, you can use this whiteboard. So I'm not telling to use this, or I'm not telling not to use this. So if you guys want, you can use this whiteboard, and it contains of some features. Feel free to like play with this, explore what are the features there are. Yeah, so that is the whiteboard in a meeting. If you want to like use this whiteboard to plan something, and also you can store this with your other tasks, and it will be easy to you to see those stuff later, because everything is in one place then, right? Yeah, that's the whiteboard. And also we have dashboards that can be customized. This is useful. uh, Here we have whiteboards, right? Sorry, whiteboards, not whiteboard, dashboards. So we can create a simple dashboard. What we have to select is we just have to select a data source. We'll select OPS dashboard and just you create dashboard, then it automatically creates a very like uh, very good whiteboard with a lot of details, right? See, all these are automatically generated. Mm, yeah, we can get a very good understanding about the status of the project with this dashboard. And also we can customize this. We can add new components. Here we can add cards. There are several cards, we can add them as if we want, and we can remove if we don't want something. Yeah, this is basically the dashboard, and we can like customize them. We can drag like this. We can take this one to here, and we can adjust the dashboard as we want with the cards that we want. Yeah, so PMs, feel free to like adjust your dashboard as you wish. So that's totally up to you. How to manage the dashboard, it's totally up to you. So for your business, you can use the dashboard as you wish, right? So that's all I wish to talk about the ClickUp, right? So I made it very brief. So I think with this you got some sort of understanding about ClickUp, and you can play around with this, and you can get more a very good understanding of ClickUp by like doing these things, create a task. So you just create something. So no need to be a project manager, anyone can create a workspace. No, create a workspace, and yeah, try to do these things, then it will be very familiar for you. It's very simple and very easy to learn. And so yeah, that is basically ClickUp. And now I have to tell you a very important thing. It's the flow of a sprint in the dev team, right? So again, so talking about ClickUp is now, right? Everything that I have to tell you about ClickUp, I have told all those things. So if anyone have questions, please raise, right? If not, we can move into the next session. So this is very important. This session, this is the second part of the session. So it's very important, right? Please, okay. So hope no one have questions, right? So the flow of a sprint, right? Hope you all have an idea what a sprint is, right? So a sprint is like a defined set of tasks that we have to complete in a defined time period. That is simply a sprint, right? So we run 2 week sprints here in the dev team. Last time also we used 2 week sprints. Now also we are using 2 week sprints, right? Now we'll talk about the flow of a sprint, right? Uh, Here we have some meetings within a sprint, right? For a one sprint, we have a meeting, sprint planning meeting, mid-sprint meeting, and sprint retrospective meeting. For simplify that, I will call it as a retro meeting for a sprint. So these are the meetings that we are taking in a sprint. These are the essential meetings. Other than that, there will be some more. So in a team, if your PM calls a meeting, yeah, you have to attend, right? These are the essential things. And other than these things, there can be more other meetings, right? So first thing is sprint starts at a meet with the management team meeting. Only the management team will join that. In that meeting, I'll give you all the requirements for the upcoming sprint, right? This will happen like end of a sprint, right? All these almost not everything meeting will happen at close to the end of a sprint, and in that meeting I'll give you the understanding about the tasks of the upcoming sprint for each team. So only the from a team only the PM will be there in this meeting, and then PM can take sprint planning meeting with the team, right? So sprint planning meeting should take in the weekend before a sprint starts. So if new sprint starts on Monday, you have to take this meeting in Saturday or Sunday, right? So like that, we have now we are in our first sprint. So in the first sprint, we are not following this formal procedure. No? So this is the first week of the first sprint, and from the like Monday, we are starting the second week of the sprint. In next weekend, you have to get the sprint planning meeting, right? There what we basically do is planning uh, the task that we have to complete in next 2 weeks. So need to assign them to members, keep all the tasks in the backlog, right? This is very important. In the to-do list, all the tasks must be there before Monday. All the tasks must be there in the to-do list. It means in the backlog, all the tasks must be there related to that 2 week sprint, right? That's a must. And then it must be assigned to all the members, and deadline should be set. Not, I mean, like, not all the tasks should be assigned at the start, but must be there in the backlog, and then can assign to members. And yeah, that's the thing, right? So that is the sprint planning meeting, and then we have to get the mid sprint meeting, right? So mid sprint meeting is something like a daily stand up meeting. In a software company, we take daily meeting. So if you are working full time in a software company, you have to go to daily stand up meetings every day there is a short meeting. In that meeting, team discuss what are the things that we have done, what are the things that I do. It means like this, like in a daily stand-up meeting as a developer, I have to discuss three things: what I have done, what I have to do, and what is on my way. It means like what I did so far until the last uh, daily stand up, and then next what I am going to do, and is there something on my way, and is there any blockers for me. That those are the three things normally that we talk in a daily stand up meeting, but we are not taking daily meetings here because one are working full time now. So likewise we are taking one mid sprint meeting similar to a daily stand up meeting, right? So in the mid sprint meeting you can discuss what I did in last week and what I have to do in the next week, and is there any blockers for me, right? Yeah, that is the thing about the mid sprint meeting. And sprint retro meeting, right? This is very important. This is the conclusion of a sprint. Here we discuss what we did well, and what should be improved and what went wrong likewise. So that is what we discuss in sprint retrospective meeting, right? Yeah, so there is a very small description about the sprint planning meeting. A meeting at the start of the sprint where the team decide what work will be done and how it will be completed, right? And it defines the sprint goal, select backlog items, and create a clear plan for delivery, right? That is simply the sprint planning meeting. Then we have the retrospective meeting, a meeting held at the end of the sprint where the team reflects on what went well, what didn't, and how to improve. Its goal is to enhance processes, teamwork, and efficiency in future sprints. So this is very important. Retrospective meeting. So for sprint retrospective meetings, we are going to use a tool called this collaborative. Yeah, we are going to use this tool. So this is like so the structure of a retro meeting is first like everyone gets a time like 15 minutes to give their insights about the last sprint. So developers can put items in these columns: what went well, what to improve, what went wrong, and action plans. So as example, daily stand-ups were short and focused. Yes, I got these points from a chat from ChatGPT. So a daily stand-up, it's not related to us. So in a context of a software company, if the daily stand-up were short and focused, it's very good, right, in that sprint. So that something went well. And again, code reviews caught several bugs early, as I mentioned earlier. After you are doing something, there will be a code review before you put a PR for a branch. So those things will be covered tomorrow in the GitHub session. So those code reviews caught several bugs early. So after from your branch, these code reviews prevent those bugs going to the development or production branch. So it's a good point. Likewise, you can, in your point of view, you can put the things what went well in this column and what to improve. Improve estimation accuracy for backlog items. So it's like estimation accuracy mean in a software company in the sprint planning meeting, they like estimate the effort for a task. It means like if someone is assigned a task and also uh, like we do a estimation, this task will take 8 hours to complete. Likewise, and time tracking, those things are there in software company, but we are not using those things because that makes things too complicated now. So likewise, so it says that the estimation accuracy of the backlog items should improve. Yeah, that's something that we have to improve, right? And reduce the context switching between tasks. Yeah, if the same person assigned too many tasks, yeah, it's hard to manage, right? That is something that need to be improved. And likewise, everyone can put items here, either anonymous or from the name, right? And also what went wrong: two user stories were incompleted at the sprint end. Yeah, at the end of the sprint, two tasks were not completed. Yeah, that's a problem. That's something went wrong. So in the first 15 or 20 minutes, whatever, we can put our insights about the sprint in these columns, and then we can discuss and add some action plans to do in next sprint in order to enhance the productivity from the things that we learned in previous sprint. So PM is adding these action plans after the discussion. So after people putting the things there, everyone discuss each point. Daily stand up were short and focused, and everyone tells their insights about that. Sometimes some may say, even though one people say like this, but there were something like likewise some there can be some like controversial ideas also when discussing. Yeah, that's the thing. And we have to discuss, and we have to discuss everything: what went well, what to improve. And in this discussion we say what are the things that we can do to improve, and what went wrong, what are the things that we can do for the things that not to happen again. So while discussing those things, PM can add the action plans to implement from the next next sprint. So here one thing is use plan poker for better estimation. So this is the this means that the I mentioned earlier the time estimation. There's a tool, there's a method called planning poker for you get the estimations use such a way. It's a action plan that we can implement from the next semester, and assign one task at a time to avoid context switching. Yeah, we got a problem here, and there is the action plan to mitigate that. Likewise, we can discuss these things and add some action plans to next sprint. to in order to enhance the productivity, right? So that's it. That should be the way of retro meeting. In the sprint planning meeting, it goes with ClickUp and adding the tasks for ClickUp. Yeah, that is the uh, way of a sprint planning meeting, and retro meeting goes with this tool, right? We are to discuss what we have done and what are the things that we can do to enhance our productivity in the next sprint. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's all I have to discuss with you in this session. I think I covered almost everything that you want to know to start the next sprint, not this Monday, next Monday in a proper way. Hope you guys all got some sort of understanding how we are doing things, right? We are following this formal procedure from the next sprint onwards. Yes, so guys, if any of you have questions, you guys can raise. Yes, that's it from my end.